Hello everyone. In this video, we'll be talking about the simple interest. And before we talk about the simple interest, we need to know the basics of interest first, how interest works. Now, interest is a term related to finance. And when I say finance, there can be two possibilities for interest to be applied. One possibility is you are running shortfall of money. And when you are running shortfall of money, you would be maybe you'd be needing a car to buy or a business to start, but you are running a shortfall of money. So what you do is you go to the bank and then you borrow the money from the bank. And as a service, since bank is giving you the financial support, so bank in return would be charging interest over it. So bank would be charging an interest for that service they have, the financial support they have given to you. So they would be charging this interest. That's one way where the concept of interest works. And then the other possibility is, let's say now you have a surplus of money, and this surplus of money you have to now invest because you have this additional money with you, which is of no use in present or at current. So you need to invest this surplus of money to some investment company. So either it would be a bank only where you have to invest the money, or it can be any other investment company as well. Okay, so here again, since you are investing, you are giving this money to the bank or the investment company. So you are giving this surplus of money. So it, in a way, you are making this investment. And here again, since you are investing this money, in this case, now this bank or the investment company would be giving you the interest. So in case of the first case, the bank would be earning the interest, and in the second case, it's you who would be earning the interest. So these are the two ways where the concept of interest works. For simple interest, the idea is very simple. For simple interest, the invested amount or the borrowed amount, you'd be applied an interest on that invested or borrowed amount, and that interest to be charged remains same throughout every year. The formula to be used in case of simple interest, it is simple interest is equals to PRT upon 100. And now what does PRT represents here? So P represents the principal. Principal is either the amount borrowed or the amount invested. Either you are borrowing this amount or you are investing this amount. So amount borrowed or invested. R is the interest rate charged. So it's always in terms of percentage. So it's interest rate charge. T here represents the time for which you have borrowed the interest. And then SI is for the simple interest. So this is a formula for simple interest. But then again, we also have this thing to be considered, that after a certain agreed time or a certain period of time, it is not only the interest you'd be gaining, it's also the amount which was invested initially that will also be taken back. So if you are running a shortfall of money, so what you need to do is you'd be paying back the interest as well as the amount borrowed. And in case of the surplus invested, the total amount in this case would be the interest earned as well as the amount invested initially. So another concept related to simple interest is the total amount which either you have to pay back to the bank or you would be taking back from the bank. The total amount is always the principal which was invested or borrowed initially. So principal plus the simple interest charge. So these are the two formulations to be remembered for solving the questions based on simple interest. Okay, let's move on to solving some examples. In this first example, question says find the simple interest. We have to find the simple interest here. Earned on $250 deposited. So $250 deposited means this is the amount invested. So this would eventually be the principal for us. So principal is $250 for 6 years. So for 6 years means time here is 6. Keep in mind time is usually in years. So here 6 years means time would be 6 only. 8% per annum per year. So whatever the percentage, the interest rate here is, make sure the time is also in the same unit. If it's 8% per year, then time also needs to be in terms of years. So rate here it is 8% per year, and this time is also in years. So you have to be very careful about this scenario that the unit remains the same. Interest rate to be charged is in terms of years, so do the time for the money deposited, it is also in years. So now we can use the principal in simple interest formula. The simple interest is equals to P RT upon 100. P the principal, it is 250. R the rate, it is 8. Time the years, it is 6 upon 100. So simple interest to be calculated, it would be 250 into 8 into 6. We are getting this as 120. So $120 is the simple interest earned. Now about the unit, let me add one more thing to this example. Now I'm rephrasing this question and I'm saying that this thing, only I'm changing this part. Instead of 6 years, I'm making this as, let's say, 6 months. Okay, the whole question remains the same. The only difference I'm making to this question is 6 months. Now for this particular part, simple interest is unknown. Principal, it's $250. Time, it's instead of years, it's months now, 6 months. And rate, it's 8% per year. Now look closely. The rate now we have is in terms of years, 8% per year, but the time is in months. So we have to, as stated earlier, we have to make sure that the units remains the same. The unit remains the same means this 6 months is to be converted into years, and months to be converted into year, we divide by 12. So 6 upon 12, that would give us half. So either we say half year or we say 0.5 years. It's the same thing. We have to be very careful about the units used. Okay, so in this case, simple interest, if it is to be calculated, it would be PRT upon 100 again. So P, the principal, is 250. R, the rate, it is 8. And time here, it is 0.5 upon 100. So we are getting this simple interest as 250 into 8 into 0.5 divided by 100. We are getting this as 10. So $10 is now the simple interest earned. Okay, moving on for the next example. It says Khalid invests. Again, it's about investment. So principal in this case is 6750 at 8% per annum. Per annum is just another term for per year. We have the rate here as 8.5% per year. Either I say per year or per annum. They both mean the same thing. How much interest has he earned? How much interest has he earned? That means interest, the simple interest is to be found. And what is the total amount in his account after 4 years? After 4 years means time, it's 4 years. And they are also asking for the total amount. So total amount is also needs to be found here. So first, let's calculate the simple interest here. So simple interest, that is PRT upon 100. P, the principal, is 6750. R, the rate, it is 8.5. T, the time, it is 4 upon 100. We are getting this simple interest as 6750 into 8.5 into 4 divided by 100. We are getting this as 2295. Okay, so $2295, it is the simple interest earned. Simple interest earned. But the question is also asking for the total amount in his account after 4 years. So total amount is also needs to be found. So when it says total amount is always the sum of the simple interest earned plus the principal which was invested initially, because you have to get back this principal also. Simple interest is 2295 and the principal initially invested was 6750. So 2295 plus 6750, we have 9045. So 9045, it is the total amount which is there in his account after 4 years. All right, moving on for the next question. Here it says Petra invests. Again, this is about investment. So this would be the principal for us, $10,800. After 4 years, she has earned 3240 in interest. Now we have been given with the simple interest earned. Unlike the previous questions where the simple interest was unknown and it was to be found. Here, simple interest is given to us 3240. At what annual rate? Now we have this rate unknown. At what annual rate? So the rate is unknown for us. Of interest did she save in her money? Did she invest her money? And this is all about 4 years. Time is 4 years for us. Okay. Now, since simple interest is given to us, so we'd be using the simple interest formula only. Simple interest is equal to PRT upon 100. Simple interest is given as 3240. Principal is 10,800. Rate is something which needs to be found. Time is 4 years upon 100. So it's basic algebra to be applied here. It would be 3240 into 100 divided by 10,800 into 4. We are getting this R as 3240 into 100 divided by 10,800 divided by 4. We're getting this as 7.5% per year. So unlike the previous question, here the simple interest was given and rate was supposed to be found. Another example. Now here it says 500 baht is invested. 500 baht is invested means principal is 500 for us. For 11 years, time it's 11. Becomes 830 in total. 830 in total. We have to be very careful about this statement. Becomes 830 baht in total. So in total, it's giving us an indication that 830 baht is the total amount for us. The total amount given, it's 830 baht. What rate of interest was being paid? Rate of interest being paid means it is again the R to be found. Okay. Now, unlike the previous question, it was rate to be found, the R to be found. Here again, the rate is to be found. But there's a slight difference here between the two questions. If you may look at the previous question, they have given us the interest earned. Okay. And here again, the rate is to be found, but they are saying that $830 is the total. 830 baht is the total. It's a total. So since the total amount is given to us, we will start with the total amount formula. And total amount, we know that it's equals to principal plus the simple interest. Total amount is 830. So 830 is equals to principal, it was 500 plus the simple interest. So this will help us in finding the simple interest first. Without knowing the simple interest, we cannot use the simple interest formula. So here, simple interest was the first thing to be found. So simple interest would be equals to 830 minus 500. And we'd get this as 330. And now with the simple interest found, we can easily use the simple interest formula for rate to be found. So simple interest is equals to PRT upon 100. Simple interest is 330. P, the principal is 500. R, the rate, it is unknown. Time, it is 11 years upon 100. So R, it would be 330 into 100 divided by 500 into 11. So rate would be 330 into 100 divided by 500 divided by 11. We're getting this as 6%. It is the rate charged. One last example. In this question says how long it will take. How long? How long? It's an indication that now it is the time which is unknown. In the previous example, it was the interest rate which was unknown. And here it is the time which is unknown. We'll take a principal. Principal is given, which is 350 to earn $56 to earn 56 euros interest. So 56 euros, it's a simple interest given to us, 8% per year. R is equal to 8%. So since simple interest is given, so we have to start with the simple interest formula only. Simple interest is equal to P, the principal, it is 350. R, the rate, it is 8. Time, it is unknown, upon 100. Simple interest is given as 56 into 100 is equals to 350 into 8 into T. So T would be equals to 56 into 100 divided by 350 into 8. So T would be equals to 56 into 100 divided by 350 divided by 8. That is 2. This is for 2 years. So time was unknown and we found the time with the help of simple interest formula only. So hope you have understood this concept of simple interest. Thanks for watching.